first wedding video. And I know so many of you guys are so wonderful and you're just curious about how I'm planning my wedding, and you know, a lot of you guys are either in the midst of planning your own, or you already are married and you just love doing it, so you just like hearing about it, or maybe you're not engaged or getting married at all, but you also just, I don't know, whatever the reason, I figured, you know, I guess I could do a few videos. I don't want to stress myself out, because wedding planning is kind of stressful enough as it is, that I didn't want to add more stress when it comes to the wedding by doing a whole series of stuff, because I'm like, I don't know that much and about wedding. Clearly it doesn't matter anyway. So this is just a really casual video. I'm just in casual clothes, I'm drinking my coffee, but I wanted to tell you guys about how I've kind of gotten organized when it comes to planning my wedding. And you guys know, I mean, it's no secret that I love erincondren.com, and if you don't know what that is, well, I mean, everyone talks about it here on YouTube and everywhere. It's just, it's a website that sells planners and stationery and just tons of stuff. And for about a year and a half now, I just get all kinds of stuff from that site. I'm a teacher, so I just like personalized. I've got personalized clipboards, and that's where I got gifts for the other teachers that I teach with. And, you know, I just love that site. But I've been using their life planner for about a year and a half, and it's amazing. Now they're pricey. They're like 55, 60 bucks, but I love them. And they're one of those things that they're so well thought out and useful that to me it's worth the price. So I can link the video where I go through how I organize and decorate that planner down below. I'm not going to talk about that today. Today I'm going to talk about how I'm doing my wedding. And they sell wedding planners. And when I discovered that, I about lost my freaking mind. So of course I ordered one. And what is so crazy is that Erin Condren, the media team, had reached out to me very recently because I've driven a lot of traffic there just from my YouTube, because, well, I love Erin Condren. I mean, I just do. So they had contacted me for the first time ever, I would say about a month ago, and said, hey, would you like to do a giveaway? We can send you the wedding planner because we hear you're getting married. And I was like, I have already bought the wedding planner. And they're like, oh, well, you can at least do a giveaway. I'm like, sweet. So that just shows how much I love it. I had already bought the wedding planner because of course I had. So this is the design I went with. It was actually, the design was already there, but you could pick what colors you wanted for each of the things. So I picked like this really pretty kind of bluish purple, and then this like mint green. And it says Tyler and Jessica there on the bottom. I know it's got a glare. And then it says Wedding 2015. So I am gonna go ahead and show you kind of the inside of this and how it's laid out. It is amazing. I haven't actually written anything in it yet because I wanted to show it to you as it is first. And then after I show you the insides, I'm going to show you a few of my favorite accessories that I bought to go with it that I'm really excited about. So let's go ahead and get into it. So this is the front of it, and of course you can get it to say whatever you want. And like I said, I picked the colors. They also have, the more expensive ones they have like foil in them. Don't mind, you guys, I was doing makeup reviews before this, so I've got like makeup and writing on my hand. I'm just a mess, so just ignore my hands. And this is like a bookmark that you can put in any of the pages that you're on. So when you first open it, there's, you know, you can write your information there. There's always cute quotes all over these. That's what's so cute about their products. And so then it starts right into the monthly planning. And this is different than the life planner in that this only has the months. The month view, it doesn't have the weekly view like a life planner would, because there's so much more at the end. So you would just be writing your monthly things on here, and then any like goals for the month of January. What do you need to get done in February for your wedding? Things like that. It does have a page of notes right after each month, which I think is pretty cool. So once you get through the months, and you can decide, I think this is a 12-month one. I think you can get an 18-month one as well, you know, if you're planning one from that far out. So once you get past the months, there's the I do list, which these are just the top 10 wedding tips. It just talks about getting organized, you know, take notes, and I mean, just all kinds of different things that, like, I even love this number 8, attitude of gratitude. So much love, effort, and money go into creating the perfect event. Carry a pack of thank you notes in your purse so you can quickly thank those who have made this time in your life so special. So, I mean, just cute, sweet things to keep in mind. This is one of my favorite parts. This goes through a checklist of what you should be getting done at certain points in the planning process. So 14 to 9 months before, and it says, you know, create a budget, choose your wedding party, compile a guest list, things like that. 8 to 6 months, buy your dress, book the band, book a photographer, things like that. And then 6 to 4, 4 to 2, 1 month before, and then the week of the wedding. And then does it go any farther? No. So it's just, these are things like, I went through this and I had printed off a ton of checklists online, like, you know, there's tons of this kind of thing online, but there were things on here that I hadn't even thought of. Like, what had I not thought of? Oh, rehearsal dinner invitation. Sounds so simple. That wasn't on any of the checklists. Like, of course you should do that. But I didn't know when you should do that. And, you know, little things like that that I just had not, I don't know, I had just not thought of. So I thought it's a very thorough list. Then it goes through different things of the wedding you want planning space for. So bridesmaids, you want to write their name, phone number, address, dress size, shoe size, etc. Groomsmen, same idea. The guest list, and they provide a few pages for that. And then the budget checklist. So this goes through, you know, at the reception, the venue and rentals. What's your budget? What do you estimate? And what did you spend in the end? And they do that for everything: flowers and decorations, music, ceremony, stationery, wedding rings. I mean, everything is so thought out. Then this goes through like a list of pictures that you might want to make sure, like different shots you want to get. So they provide recommended important shots, like the bride getting ready, shots of the bouquet, father seeing the bride in her gown, all of those, and then other ideas you want to add, because you know Pinterest is filled with tons of cute ideas. And you know, this is something you would go over with your photographer, and you could just make a copy of this and send it to him, or just type it up. But I love that you can kind of jot down your ideas here. Music ideas, so different music you want, and then down here the specific songs you might want to think about, like the father-daughter dance, the wedding party intros, first dance, mother-son dance. Here goes through, like if you were having, you know, maybe an open bar or something at your wedding, the different kinds of alcohol you'd want to have. So like what red wine do you want to have, white wine, etc. Over here, this is if you were, you know, for catering and for things like that, writing your notes from tastings. Like if you went, what were some of your favorite foods that you tried and things like that. Rehearsal dinner, reception dinner, flowers, cake tasting notes, and it says clip photo and ideas here. Welcome baskets for the guest, especially if guests were coming from out of town and you wanted to have a welcome basket for them, you could write down maybe what you want to do for that. This is awesome as well, the vendor contact list. So it goes through the different vendors you might have, and you'd write their name, address, email, and phone. And this is something that like your maid of honor, someone can carry around this entire thing with them. So that way, at any point in time, if something were going wrong, she would have all the info she'd ever need in this planner, you know, anyone she needed to get a hold of, etc. Just note pages, ideas, sketches, and dreams. Like if you wanted to maybe sketch like how you're going to set up the tables at your reception. Like Tyler's and my reception it's outside and actually in his parents' backyard. And you know, we might want to sketch where do we want the tables, where are we going to put lights, etc. And then back here are all kinds of stickers. And what I thought was cool is that whatever colors I had picked for the front, the purple and the green, they use those colors, like that color family, to do these stickers. So these are all like in the purple family, and those are all in the green family or blue. And it's just stickers that you might stick on your monthly thing. So caterer, like if you're booking it, you'd put it maybe on a certain day in January. Photographer, book the honeymoon. Bakery, order cake. I mean, just everything. Hair appointment, mani-pedi, everything. And then some blank ones you could write in whatever you needed. And then a ton of blank ones. And then more note pages, and I want to say that, yeah, the rest of it is all note pages, and then like sketching pages, which is awesome because that ends up being really useful for me. It's like constantly having a notepad with you. And then back here, as they do in all of their planners, they have like a folder where you can stick things in, receipts, whatever. And then they also always have this really thick, nice bag that shuts, that again you could keep receipts in, or anything like that that you might need that has to do with your wedding, I think would be important. You could keep business cards in there. This is something that if you go to wedding shows, you should bring with you, and anything you collect that you actually like, you could keep in here, and you could take notes and things in this. But what I love about it is that it's so, you can personalize it so much, and then on top of that, it's just so amazing. I mean, it's very thorough, and I feel like if you have this and you use it to plan your wedding, you are not going to forget anything. And it's all in one place. You're not, you know, you don't have half of it on a computer, half of it in a notebook, some of it scrawled on a piece of a receipt, you know, it's all in one place. So clearly this planner is very, like I said, it's just so well thought out. They've thought of kind of every little thing, and I feel like it's just such an amazing product to help you not forget anything. Whether you're planning for a wedding in 6 months or you're planning for a wedding a year or 2 years, like I feel like this is helpful, and it really lays things out in a way that kind of ensures that you don't forget anything. And so some of my other favorite accessories that I just got from there, and again, these are ones I purchased on my own. This like holder for your planner, and this is the very first thing that I've ever ordered that has what my new last name will be, which is Braun. So it says Jessica Braun on it, and of course I'm not using it yet. I'm waiting. I'm just gonna put it away until we're actually married. But it's the very first thing, it's the very first time I've ever even seen like my name like that in print, and it's so exciting. Oh my gosh. But some other just cool things that have nothing to do with the wedding. They have this monthly budget book for like, I wanna say it's like $5 or $6, and it just goes through like the month, and you can write in like all your different expenses. So you can see how it divvies everything up. It even mentions like income. So it's just cool, and they separate it by months so you can kind of track. If you're someone that doesn't really like keeping track of their budgets online or on computers, like Tyler's really good about doing finance on computers, but I like to write things down. That's why I like planners. That's why, because I don't know. I'm just old fashioned, I guess. So I really loved the idea of this. And then another one was this wellness journal that's also like $5 or $6 on there. And it goes through like, you can keep track of your weight and your BMI, and each week you can write the week in, and you can write everything that you ate. So, I mean, and what activities did you do that day? Did you run? Did you anything like that, I just thought was so cool. You know, at the start of a new year, of course now it's almost February. At the start of a new year, everyone's kind of focused on their health, and I thought this is such a cool way to keep track of that. Anyway, so those are just some of my favorites. I literally own tons of things from them that I use. Like I said, the clipboards I use at school. I love Erin Condren. They were nice enough to offer a giveaway, like I mentioned earlier, and it is for a $100 gift card to erincondren.com, but the stipulation is it must be spent on a wedding planner only. So only enter if you are getting married and you want a wedding planner. I'm not sure how they keep track of that, like how they would know, but she was sure to lay that out, so I wanted to relay that message to you guys. So to enter the giveaway, just check below for the rules. It'll be really simple to enter, but please only future brides to be enter. That way it's fair, and the people that genuinely need a wedding planner can get it. I am so excited. I clearly love mine, and I'm just so excited to get married and all that stuff. So let me know what other wedding things you're interested in seeing. If I were to do a couple more of these videos, I might work them like a few ideas into one video. I'm not sure exactly how it'll look, but I am curious about what you guys are curious about. So please let me know down below, and I will catch you guys in my next one. Bye. Similar products to these would be like the Revlon balm stains that are the matte balm stains. That's a similar application and a similar packaging. These are a little bit thinner than those for comparison, and one huge downside is that when I open these, the very first time I opened them, the thing fell out, and then when I swatched them, they were falling out, and they were falling out as I applied them, and that was true for both of them. So that was fun. That was so fun.